Alright, I'm doing this video of the crankshaft in the 2002 yz250f. When I took this crankshaft out, I decided I was going to put a new rod on it, and I thought the cheapest way to do this would be to split the stock crankshaft and press this rod on, because I'm trying to fix this bike for as cheap as possible, within reason. I mean, I want it to be nice, but I'm trying to keep less money in this bike than it's worth. I don't know if I'll succeed or not, but getting a $60 rod, which is a nice rod, it's Wossner. Getting this for 60 bucks helped out quite a bit. However, I got a surprise when I took the engine apart. I noticed the teeth on this timing chain gear were all messed up. They looked like shark's teeth. And over here I've got the old one, which you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, they just did not look good. So since this is one piece of steel and I already had a rod, I was trying to figure out the cheapest way to fix this. So I bought that half of a web from Yamaha. They still made it for the 01 and 02. I got it for 120 bucks. So instead of $60 into my crank rebuild, I had about 180. But last night I successfully pressed the pin out, and then that is a new pin right here. I lined it up with the oil hole and the new rod. I pressed it together and then smacked this thing around with a hammer and got it pretty close. I mean, close enough for me. I got it within 1.5 thou on this side. And this side I can't tell if it's 1.5 or 2. But 2 thou is the limit, so if I'm underneath there I feel okay. So here is what we've got so far. It looks a little bit over 1 thou, and it changes where I read right here, but the highest I've seen is just under 2 thou. And then over here, definitely seems like 1.5. So that was that. And this thing was a real bugger to smack around to try to get into shape, because that pin is super tight. So I think I'm just good with this. I've got my overall width within spec, so I think the crankshaft is good. Over here I have a complete cylinder head, which has a nice valve cover, and I've got 5 valves in it, and these are all used valves. I got the bare cylinder head with the bike, a bunch of used valves, some of the missing valve train, and then I used this head off of eBay that I got for $60 shipped because of that. And I was able to steal some dowel pins. Was able to steal those 2 little studs and the nuts. There's the dowels. And the valve cover and this gasket, along with all the buckets for the cams, the springs, the bolts. It was very useful getting this, along with the cam caps too, which you saw in the other video, the trouble I was having with those. But basically where we're at is I have a cylinder head, got about 100 bucks in that. I've got a crankshaft that I've now got about, I don't know, somewhere around 160 in that. So the meat and potatoes are done. Now I just got to do the assembly and put the engine back together and hope for the best. Peace.